You've got to see it's the Scully that feed me. 50 cents.
Now, it's our sports in Jamaica from the 70s. A lot of our sports was being financed by revenues from activities that were not legitimate. What I mean by that now is that a lot of our sports in Jamaica, because we are amateur-based sport, in reality, a lot of the money came from activities that were not considered legal, like herb, like the ganja trade, like generally speaking, let's call it the drug. Because out of that trade came a lot of revenue that could have been pumped into certain activities in the society. Now, the government is really responsible for these things, but the government do have any money and the government turn a blind eye. So a lot of the funding for community sports was really funding was generated through herb, herb being sent out of the country and herb being a staple part of the economy of the poor. Now we realize now that that has been dried up significantly. So the impact is there on sports. There's no more money to spend in sports because the society, first of all, don't have the revenue to pay at the gate. We don't have the income. We don't have disposable income to attend matches. So the football and the sports general now is in a hallucinatory stage. It's in a stage where people are demanding money for playing and whatever. But in reality, there is no real money for the sport. So a total overhaul is needed in looking at football and money. There's no room in Jamaica to pay players as professionals. There's no revenue for that. How can a man expect football now to finance him and his family? That is an illusion. We need to break out of that, or we need to reorganize the football in such a way that business houses and the hotels bring their resources to the game. There's a conference next year at the University of West Indies next year, April, an academic conference on international football. You'll see and hear much more about it, as there's going to be a call for papers for people to present views and their, impressions and ways that we can move the football actually forward. So right now the football is lacking much organization. Reggae boys have 2 matches to play and are technically simply finishing the fixture. Anybody can hire any coach. So the need for leadership may be what we need to change at the highest level. Metamorphosis, Vibes FM.
It is not good to travel today, neither across the ocean.
Greetings, Valerie. Greetings, Sister Joy. Greetings, Sister D in Chepso. Greetings to all the daughters who are a part of the Metamorphosis. Sister Dawn in Free School. Sister Joyce, who has namesake. Yeah, Asata Neturo. All of the Rasta sisterins, all of the non-Rasta sisterins, all the women who participate in the Metamorphosis, who listen fearlessly and who think clearly and without fear. Yes, is liberation we're searching for? It's within the eye. Female and male alike. Collectively, we are man.
Caution, my brother, caution, baby. Black gold, you black as me. So black, so black.
I also want to hear the Rust down now. And aside to the man text, it's really the generation, one generation that is responsible for raising the next. So true.
I'm proud, I'm black. I'm proud, I'm black. I'm rejoicing, I'm black. Who know black, I go black again. Who know black, I go black again. Oh, black.
Also want to hear Pauline. She says me text saying, boy, the reason alright. And this is Pauline in St. Mary. Hear all the people in St. Mary. I'm on some fleshy living Zion Hill, Yeah. One of them there, a rich man. I have man have links there. So when I pass through, just know say black is there. Yeah.
Two more things for I to tell you right now. Two more things for I to tell you right now. Two more. My old great grandmother, great grandmother, mother. She's black, so black, yeah, she's black. My old great grandmother, great grandfather, father.
Thousands of years, thousands of generations. 128,000 years before the Christian era. Yes, the people were in Crete. Yeah. Migrating out of ancient Africa. 200,000 years ago. Let us open up the imagination and understand the extension of time. No beginning. Infinite past. Infinite future.
Don't go to travel today. Oh, not go to travel.
So within this segment now, we deal with skin deep, and in this section, I go even more into skin. Yeah, what a journey inside your own skin. And if you recognize that the skin is really the house for your soul, then you are journey into your soul. And where is to go to find the Almighty? But within your soul. And the soul is in the skin. Yeah, that's why we have been socialized and educated to destroy our skin. And then try to save this other thing called soul that is wrapped up into some mystical cloud, somewhere that we can't see. This notion of the skin, that the skin being the largest sense organ of the African black man, it covers and protects. Yes, it also can guide, because the skin lets off weight, lets off feelings. But we are so unconscious of ourselves that we think that we are feeling with our heart. We're not feeling anything in our heart. All our feeling and emotional feeling is locked up in our skin. We feel it to the depth of our skin. So within that emotional construct, we have to begin to respect melanin, respect pigmentation, understand what the powers of pigmentation really entail. It's not just something that manifests within black people. It manifests within the environment. Pigmentation occurs amongst the plants. And without pigmentation, nothing can survive on the planet. Because through the process of photosynthesis, the pigment in the plant creates oxygen. And without oxygen, there is no breathing on this planet. So I know as black-skinned people, we are intimately tied up with the chlorophyll of the green plant. We are in the same cycle connected to the S-U-N of God. So it is the Son of God that drives that energy cycle, that spurs on the plants to create food and oxygen, to give I a chance to breathe. It is the Son of God that allows vitamin D to be created within our skin. And vitamin D, we know, is important for strong bones. So the black people don't really have to be feeding on no cow's milk, nor no goat's milk. We have our mother's milk, and we have the sun to energize the melanin, to create the vitamin D, to keep us alive. So we must continuously respect the skin, respect the sense organ of feeling, know that the black man is not just a thinking being brain, but is also a feeling being operating out of the skin. Metamorphosis into the skin deep.
Black is the life that I live.
Yeah, that mighty, mighty organ called the skin. You know, within, again, the body of man, there is a system. We have a nervous system. Spoke about it earlier. Nervous system is responsible for taking in and computing all information that comes to our sense organ. Nervous system, important system. There's also a system in the body called the endocrine system. There are various systems that make up the body, you know. There's a respiratory system, the digestive system, but there's another crucial system called the endocrine. And in this system, we find that there are a set of glands that form a tree within the body of man. So there's a tree in man. So we talk about man being a tree planted. Yes, very, very serious analogy. But this tree of glands inside the black man, it's inside the eye. And within the black man, the highest gland is not the pituitary gland, as is taught in the academics system and framework. The highest gland in the man is the pineal gland. If you open your encyclopedias and you do the research on the pineal gland, they tell you that they don't know much about it. Who's saying that? It's the Europeans who don't have it. But they understand what it does. So the pineal gland is the highest gland. And it's not taught in the high school, it's not taught about in the university. It is a black man that must investigate his own glandular system. So at the base of the glandular tree, in the black woman, we can explore an organ called the clitoris. This is the most sensitive organ in the body of the female. It could be considered to be a chakra. A chakra now is a word that we used to refer to nervous system, nervous points, points of concentrated nerve endings. So the pineal is a chakra. We have another one in the adrenal. All the glands we could consider to be chakras. The Oriental man thinks that man will come to know himself when he opens up all of his chakras. And the energy of the chakra flows from the sex up to the brain. It moves from the sex organ up the spinal column into the brain and down the spinal column again. That is the movement of energy. So the energy is built up at the sexual level and it goes high till it gets to the pineal. The thing about the pineal eye, it is that gland that releases the chemicals that create the melanin in our skin. And that gland functions very efficiently at dark, in the darkness. So there's energy in darkness. Yeah, one would not even think about that. We think energy is just about light. But I'm suggesting today that as much as there's energy in light, there is energy in darkness. The European is searching for the dark hole. Is looking for the God particle. That particle really represents the most perfect molecule. The most perfect molecule, of course, is melanin.
My complexion is better than ever. Me nah go bleach it out, so it's better, yes, it's better than ever. Brown skin. Enough for everybody, so bleaching your fit up if from you do that to your skin, that means that you no love yourself. Jah make you perfect, so no judge yourself. The person when you tell you say black now we're rugged insecure with themselves, so no follow them. Me no bleach, me no care if that's a the trend. Proud to be black as a matter of fact. I have no white cut, so don't teach me anything wrong. You want me dilute me color cause you think it too strong. Side effect of skin cancer, that's a 1+. Me don't want to look like no.
Hey, Sister Africa, that skin cancer thing is real because the melanin protects the black people from skin cancers. Skin cancers are created when the ultraviolet rays of the sun penetrate the cells. But when the cells are protected by the coating of melanin, we simply absorb the ultraviolet rays. Yeah, and we transform those energies and restore it. The people who lack melanin are unable to absorb ultraviolet light from the sun. And so these rays damage their cells, skin cells. These same rays from the almighty ray, damaging the cells of the people without melanin. The people with melanin escape damage because the people of melanin are in harmony with ray. So you talk about ray, we full of Ray. Yeah, the Almighty Ray.
I know everybody a roll.
And it's not Ray make you black, you know. It's the pineal gland. Yeah, man. That's a fire off the melatonin. That is what creates the melanin. It's all a divine activity. No curse. It's a blessing to be black.
Man, you not go have nobody but to no self-blame. Release yourself, bust up the mental chain. No make some more toothpaste with no banana stain. Can't walk in the sun, now you turn vampire. Skin a burn like say when gas mixed with tire. But all is not love, all you need is prayer. Remember self-destruction of between you and Chacha. So no follow the van, do that to yourself, you're right. Strong up and no make the devil tempt you. Yes, I only Babylon, that's how you think they cramp you. Don't be ungrateful to the Father, no try go round the other life or death. I wish I want to
Blackness is not a state of deprivation. Blackness is a state of oneness with the sun in the heaven. Yeah, man, it's a state of oneness with the Almighty. State of blackness. You could know that. Nothing to do with colors. State of nature. State of meditation. It's a level of feeling. Yeah, and we must just appreciate of it. It is the I and the I.
Me nah bleach, me no care if that a different proud to be black as a matter of fact. I have no white God, so don't teach me anything wrong. You want me dilute me color cause you think it too strong.
Too hard music.
One civilization is not complete without its art, the highest form of expression of human intelligence. You have become complacent, sitting down and allowing the other nations to run away with everything. You have become a bunch of consumers. You are creators. Rise up, mighty people, accomplish what you will. Without confidence, you're twice defeated in the race of life.
Them say race is a social construct. But tell my virgin say as soon as the egg come out and the man them discharge, the race start. Every sperm for himself. A great marathon. Survival of the fittest. So any sperm who get there is special. Yeah, man. And I survive a long journey to become a special, blessed individual. Respect the individual I that you survive that race. That you have come forward to represent yourself. Yeah, man. It's a race. It is a race. We are a race of people. Yes. We are the African race. We are a black race. Plants have species. So they are races of men. Simple.
Them rock the national bird wing. Sell we out clean. Me no think we own a damn thing. Jam rock why we giving in to the trick where them a trick we from the beginning. Parents need to wake up from the slumbering is with children blood them is running.
Notice they never tell us the race of Adam. They never ever discuss and tell us what is the race. Just what is the race of Adam. Does Adam have a race? Does Eve have a race? Or are these raceless people? Does Jesus have a race? Or is he raceless? He appears to be sexless. Confusion, clarity is what we need in this time. Embrace our blackness. Embrace the blackness. Don't worry about the concept of evil being black. Yeah, we can recognize and we can go beyond that and recognize Mott. Recognize the Egyptian philosophies and the power that is within. So the bleaching of the skin is one thing that has destroyed our memories. But you see, the destruction of the hair is another aspect. Because the hair is also part of the skin. It's part of our sense organ. It's part of the reception system to pick up vibration. Yeah, man. So when you destroy the hair, I'm talking about the hair of the life in it, and you destroy your brain cells with chemicals and bleach, it's like planting a plant in the ground. And while the roots are growing underground, you go down there and you bleach out the roots. Certainly, you are killing the plant. Well, the hair on the head is the root of the African. You think the root should be on the ground? Well, our feet are on the ground. But you see, in reality, in vision, we see things upside down, you know. And at birth, the child spends a lot of time with his head down. Yes, the root is in our head. So we must preserve the roots. Let us defend our hair, but we defend with skin. It is the foundation of our emotional being. Condolences to the man called Domino, passed away of Titchby Hill there. Titchby Hill is in a little bit of mourning, but we celebrate life more than feel sad about the exit. The entrance and the exit, we all make it. Once we enter, there will be an exit. Sometimes we don't know when, or we don't know how, but it's inevitable. So if we want to overstand the exit, spend some more time studying the entrance. How did we actually get into this place? Once we're over that, we will lose the fear about the exit, because it is inevitable. The way darkness complements light, so it is with birth and death. I want to just mention this also, that for those people who are interested in providing some sort of support for the Metamorphosis as we experience the same stress that faces the globe in terms of economic, there's a way that you can be supportive. You just simply, you can link me on my Facebook, and on that Facebook you can give me your full name, your location, the control number, and the sum that is your contribution, and then you simply work through the wiring system, and the name that everything goes to is DONALD DAVIS. So that is the process to maintain the momentum that the Metamorphosis is trying to sustain. So you can give us support. I'll tell you exactly what I mean. You see $10 in the United States, it's $1,000 in Jamaica. And even though it's multiplied by 10, it goes 100 times faster here. So it's sort of thing set up. So every little make a muckle. So whether it's €10 or €5 or £5 or $5 or 5 whatever, small things add up. The pyramids were built by one stone. So if you want to support the system, the email to send that information to is iblak@yahoo.com, or you can link me on my Facebook, Dr. Iman Black, and you send forward the information, your name, the amount, control number, and where you're located, and then you identify DONALD DAVIS as a receiver. Metamorphosis will appreciate love as the strength comes from outside. Yes, we continue.
Rally round the flag, rally round the red, gold, black.
Rastafari say certain things and Marcus says things and His Majesty things. But His Majesty tells us that it's the people who are indifferent that can make a difference in the world. Those who sit on the fence and allow evil to overpower the rest. So speaking to the indifferent and to the on the fence people, like society how the things are moving, and we eventually have to make some decisions. So Rastafari within this time presenting itself as part of the solution rather than a part of the problem. So we're suggesting now that Rastafari look seriously at the notion of governance, not within the parliamentary structure, but by presenting a new form of governance. Because what is critical in Jamaica now, we need to break away from this centralized government structure, where all things are resolved in Kingston. So I hear in Port Antonio, and a man in Westmoreland, and a man in Montego Bay have to wait for Kingston to decide the fate of I&I. It is time that we change that model and think more about regional, semi-autonomous governments. What that really means is that we have an island that is in 4 confederations. These confederations created through the football. And each confederation has a certain level of autonomy already. For example, Western Jamaica, South Central Jamaica, Kingston and St. Andrew. So these areas need to be developed to a level where they have more say in the events that take place in their region. For example, the taxes spent in those areas should be spent back into the region. Those regions should perhaps develop their own electric supply. Those regions should develop their own international airport, their own international play field, and begin to reorganize Jamaica from this tribal me or you session. We need a regional perspective where each region now strives for respect, even the sports running along the lines of confederations. So is a reorganization needed? We have to move away from that inheritance of the British, of this first to the post parliamentary constitutional monarch system. It does not support and work for the benefit of the majority of the black people in this country. So I say rethinking. Getting into the parliament by Rastafari would simply be a mockery, because the Rastafarians would behave exactly the way the parliamentarians behave. There is no choice. Once you enter Backraman House, you either behave like Backraman or you come out. When the parliamentarians get inside, they realize that if they come out, they're coming out without any spoils. So they stay in and feather their own nests and take care of their own families. All of that has to change. But the change will come by removing that whole parliamentary British structure and re-establish something that runs along the line of confederations and something that has a sort of national government. Yeah, man, we have to rethink it. We have to come out of the box. We have to abandon the box and just think.
I've been here all day of my life. Work good and queer, I behold with my sight. Some will share, others do as they like. Some you press them watch here with them fork and knife. Some don't care, their heart is like ice. After killing under them retides, but I'm holding firm. Every man deserves to earn. Janja come my plans with success. Holding firm. Every man deserves to earn. You won't seem kind of mess.
Yeah, Metamorphosis into this final 2 moments. Saying to the item still, you know, this is the concept of the Son of God that I'm saying is alien, and that is what has been imposed upon I. You know, say, Marcus Garvey would easily be considered as a son of God. Yeah, man, Garvey. We can't say Garvey was not son of God, you know. Garvey was such a son of God that he illuminated our consciousness. Garvey made us recognize the powers of Africa and land, resources, racial pride, economic empowerment. The other SON of God that the Europeans brought in us encouraged us to be poor and to be meek, that we can inherit the earth, not rule it and control it, but inherit it. That means that dead will dead and get buried in it. That's how you inherit earth. So, Marcus Garvey, greater SON of God than Jesus, has done more for black people than Jesus. So we have to resurrect Garvey to the level of the Son of God. And the ancient scripture tell you that there are several sons of God. And in the heavens, there are several SUNS of God. The sons of God. Rastafari, keeping the fire blazing, opening the eye of the pioneer. Greetings, peace, prosperity, good thing to the eye and the eye. I'm on block, saying till that time.